everyone, it's Gina from orchidandopal.com and welcome back. Today we'll be opening a package from Bead Box Bargains that's full of all sorts of closeout beading goodies. For those who don't know, Bead Box Bargains is the sister store that goes along with the monthly subscription called the Bargain Bead Box. Every month with that subscription, you get a coupon that's usually a high value 30% off, which you can use on anything at the online store and pick up whatever you want. And their stock changes all the time, so it's worth mentioning that some of the things you might see today are not available any longer on their site. But on the flip side, I'm sure there's a lot of new things that weren't listed when I made my purchase. If you'd like to shop at Bead Box Bargains, I will leave the link right down below the video, and I have a coupon code, which is Opal15, and that will save you 15% off your total purchase, and you don't have to be a subscriber to the monthly subscription in order to purchase from their shop. So I've got a hefty package here today. As usual, I like to share these finds on a pretty regular basis, and these are some things that I picked out a couple weeks ago with the subscription box coupon code, which, by the way, you can use over and over again, and I'll leave the link to the subscription down below also. So let's go ahead and get into this package. As you can see, this order came to about $126.04, including $3.75 in shipping, where I'm located in the US, and I've got a lot of things we're going to look through today in this bundle. I'll also be quoting some prices before the discount. You can see that off the total, I saved about $52.62 using that code that came along with the subscription. So there's all kinds of check glass goodies and gemstone beads in particular. I'm not sure I picked up any findings this time around, but they have a great selection of findings and chain also. And there's a look at their card, and typically they send a free gift along with your purchase. So I have a couple of gemstone focal beads here, always appreciated. And now let's take a look at everything close up one at a time. So I'm going to get organized and I'll be right back. We'll get into the gemstone beads first, and I'm holding 3 bags of chrysocolla round beads. These are synthetic, but absolutely beautiful. The 8mm strand is the largest size. It's $2.99. Then they had a 6mm strand for $2.29 and a 4mm strand for $2.49. And they're all 15 inches long. Let me go ahead and open these up so we can take a closer look at these strands. Here are all 3 of them side by side. You can see the 3 different sizes all having that gorgeous variation between the blue and the green, kind of looking like little planet Earths. All just a little bit different the way the colors are settling, and they really do imitate stone very well, although I think they are glass. The next bag that I'm holding is a random pick of aquamarine. It says you could get anything from an 8 to 14mm size, and these look to be the very chunky, largest 14mm size rounds on a 7-inch strand. These were $6.99 for this selection. They've got a gorgeous light dusty blue color. They're very smooth and glossy and polished to a beautiful shine. Up next, I have a 15-inch strand of 3mm faceted tiger's eye rounds. You see the hint of sparkle that these have with that little bit of faceting that's all over each of these round beads, and you can see the variation in colors that you usually see in the tiger eye stones, going from that light golden topaz to more golden brown, then dark chocolatey brown in these very tiny little 3mm beads. This strand was $5.99 before the discount, and I don't think I have any tiger's eye that's cut quite this small with the faceting. Up next is a 15-inch strand of 4x3mm lapis lazuli rondelles. This was $5.99. I love when I can get these 15-inch size strands. They're very long. The lapis here is so vibrant with those rich shades of blue, also a little bit of the gray or earthy tones coming in with that blue. And I like this shape. It's something different from a round, which I have currently, but I don't have the lapis in this particular shape. Up next, I have a 15-inch strand of what they're calling China Chrysocolla lapis lazuli round beads, $5.89 for this strand. So this one's got a lot more of the green mixed in with that vibrant lapis blue, kind of a combination between the strand of lapis that we just saw and those first Chrysocolla strands with the lovely green and blue mix. Next are 2 bags of sunstone. These are both 15-inch strands. There's some 4mm and 6mm. The 4mm, $3.99 for that one and $4.29 for the larger 6mm. Two more very generous strands of these highly polished sunstone beads with their light peachy tan color, some transparency with these beads, especially the smaller 4mm, the 6mm size being just slightly more opaque and very smooth and glossy. And then next I had to pick up this strand. It's 34 whole inches, so very long, of garnet chip beads, only $2.89 for this one, tons of beads in here. As you can see, they're all a little bit different, but generally around the same size, give or take a few millimeters. You get those organic looking pieces in the really rich, deep dark red, a little bit rougher and more pebble-like, and so many here to work with. And here I have 2 bags containing rhodonite gemstone beads. One is a 15-inch strand of 6mm rounds at $3.89, and then the other is a 15-inch strand of 10mm puffed square beads at $4.89. And here they are. I'm loving the puffed squares. They are really showing off all the different color variations that you see in the rhodonite just beautifully. You get more of a mixture in that larger surface area, especially the ones that have the pops of color along with the black. That's pretty cool. We have a lot of light blush and salmon, a little bit of peach that come together with some tan and gray, black and cream. Up next, I have some golden sheen obsidian rounds, $4.49 for the 15-inch strand. I was really curious to see these in person. It does look like they've got that little bit of a golden sheen, like you can see as these move under the light just a little bit. They're kind of slightly reminiscent of the tiger eye, the way those typically have that golden brown sheen that gives you a very slight cat's eye effect. And overall, the base of these stone beads is that very dark, almost black. Next are some more aquamarine beads. These are the 8 to 9mm faceted rounds. It's a 7-inch strand for $6.89. Just the slightest hint of blue in these beads, but mostly overall looking very, very light grayish in tone. You can see those fairly large faceted rounds that are cut beautifully. They're very consistent, and those facets give them a little extra glimmer. Next is a bag containing the flower jasper oval beads, $4.99 for this one. These are a 14 by 18mm size and 15 inches on the strand. And here they are. I just love the variations that these have. There's a lot of lighter colored striations, like light gray on top of the brown, and there's some mustardy yellow in there, a little bit of reddish brown or like a burnt sienna, all the beads being slightly different. These ovals are very smooth and shiny, consistently sized, and the hole runs through the length of the bead. Next, I have 15 inches of 4mm amethyst rounds. This was $4.99. One of my favorites with the lovely shades of purple. These have a lot of concentration of color. Just a little bit of that grayish and brownish tone coming in some spots. These are also very smooth and polished and very consistent. Next, I have some more lapis. This is a 15-inch strand of 4mm semi-round beads at $3.99. It's more of that very vibrant blue and just a little bit of variation in how round the beads are, making these just a little bit more organic. Not perfectly round in most cases, but very close to it. And then I have a 15-inch strand of the 5mm garnet rounds at $4.99. These are a lot more polished and clean than those chips, which is typically the case. These are a smooth and polished, very deep red color with a brownish cast and pretty opaque for the most part. Next, I figured I would show you these together, all these really tiny faceted rounds. I've got first the 2mm Amazonite at $4.69. These are all 15-inch long strands. You can see those lovely shades of aqua and turquoise, and they're so teeny tiny yet have the faceting. Next up is some 3mm aquamarine at $8.79 for the strand. Very, very light blue. Some of those beads looking a little bit clear and some being more opaque than the others. The next one over is the 3mm white moonstone at $4.89 with its combination of white and clear. Then there is the 3mm faceted sodalite at $4.99 with those deeper shades of blue and some earthy tones and a little bit more white mixed in with the blue than you see in a stone such as lapis, for example. And then the 3mm pink tourmaline at $4.99. Beautiful rosy pink, a little bit of mossy green in some of those beads. You can see these have tons of beads on the strands. It just keeps going and going. And finally, for the stone strands, I have some 10mm electroplated druzy agate beads in matte purple iris. This was $5.99 for 15 inches of beads. These are pretty cool. They have the deep purple color overall and some of those spots like right there where you see that sparkly druzy that's sort of cut in to the more smooth matte stone, the electroplating and iris finish that gives us that color variation as we get closer to the hole locations being more of that silver, gold, and coppery matte metallic. I have a couple of small gemstone pendants. This is first the 23 by 7mm obsidian marquee pendant. It's pretty thin but very smooth and completely black, and it's got the hole that's drilled at the top of the marquee shape. And here is a look at the other side. Next are two of the 24 by 7mm tiger eye marquee pendants at $2.99. For the set of two, similar shape and size, hole drilled at the top. These, of course, have a little bit more variation because they're not just a solid black, and you can see that beautiful light play on the side of that one. And there's a look at the other side. The other stone pendant I picked out is this one, which is a 25 by 18mm green aventurine top drilled teardrop at $139. There you can see the hole placement right there at the top. This smooth and pretty consistently colored sort of sage green. So not only does Bead Box Bargains have an awesome selection of gemstone beads and pendants and other focals, but they also have a ever-growing selection of check glass beads, which are very high-quality glass in lots of different shapes and sizes, colors, and finishes that change all the time. And you might note that their packaging for these loose ones has changed a little bit this time. These are in the sealed packaging without the zipper top, so I won't be opening each of these, but just showing you through the plastic. And as you can see, I've got 4 different types of pinch beads. These are all 10-gram packages and a little over $2 a piece. The first one I have is called Gray Luster. The next one is called Pearl Shine Rose, a pretty satiny coral color. And then there's this vibrant turquoise blue shine, sort of an opaque azure color. And then I have the Alabaster Vega Luster, which is the purple with sort of a light metallic transparent coating on top of the purple. Next is a 10-gram package of the 1-hole top drill lentil disc beads in Crystal Venus. So overall they have this sort of deep topaz color, and they've got a little bit of a variation where there's some spots that are sort of rosy pink popping up in these flat discs, and you can see how the hole is placed off center towards the edge. Next is a 10-gram package of the lily petal beads, $2.49 for these in alabaster/chili pink. So you get that pinkish combination with the earthy tans and browns, making these look a little bit more stone-like. And this is a great shape for making beaded flowers. Next are the 10-gram bags of 4x6mm Czech pressed glass top drilled beads. The first one on the left is called Alabaster Cardamom Spice at $2.09. You can see those sort of short and stubby rounded drop shapes with the hole there at the top. The next color on the left is called Purple Nebula, sort of a bluish purple with a hint of a luster. Then in the middle is the alabaster/terracotta purple, overall a sort of marbled rosy pink and white combination with a golden shine. And then we have the Gold Shine Orchid, which is this very vibrant, beautiful violet with more of a satiny finish and that golden shine over the top. And finally, we have the Sand Opal/Ivory Luster, all of these being just a little over $2 a bag. Next are 3 bags of flowers. These are the pressed 8mm flower beads. First, I have Halo Magenta on the left with a sort of transparent purple base glass and the metallic shine. In the middle, I have the Crystal Matte Vitriol. You can see the matte metallics and that rainbow of colors, these more opaque. And then on the right, I have the Crystal/Rose Gold/Full AB, these all being between $2.49 and $2.89 per bag. They're all the same on both sides as far as the color combinations go. You do have sort of a concave shape, and on that top side, you see some of the extra details in each of those 5-petal flowers, where you don't see that on the back. Up next are 10-gram bags of pressed glass druck beads or round glass beads. First I have the Nebula, and then the Pepper Spice, and then the Ballerina Pink/Gold. These are $2.89, $1.99, and $2.39 for each of these bags. Next is a 10-gram bag of melon beads. These are the 4mm size, and they are in jet, $1.59 for the 10 grams. Basically, these are round glass beads, except they have the ribbed banding around the edges. Think of like a cantaloupe shape, but could be used in place of a round bead to give a little extra texture. They had so many different leaves, which I love the Czech glass leaves and flowers, but I didn't go crazy this time just picking up one bag. I need to use up some of the ones that I have, but I do like getting the leaves in these more natural greens, especially when doing some beaded flowers. And this one is in a matte emerald/silver wash, $2.59 for the 10 grams, and these are a 6x12mm size with the hole that is drilled at the top. You can see that beautiful matte green and the silver wash that settles into the details. And the last 2 bags of Czech glass that I picked up are holding the 2-hole tile beads. The first one is in opaque burgundy, which is really more of a reddish brown. And the second one is called Matte Jet/Picasso. Both of these being opaque. The one on the right is more frosty and less glossy and has some of that variation of the Picasso finish over the top of the jet black. And you can see how the 2 holes run parallel through these square-shaped beads. Beyond that, they also included a free gift with purchase, which they do from time to time beyond the free gift that's tacked onto the business card. And this is a set of 4 little copper bird charms. So if you get the subscription, which is separate from their shop, definitely take advantage of that coupon code that they send. You get some amazing deals. All these things were 30% off the prices that I quoted, and their stock is growing all the time and also changing often, so it's fun to check back on their site regularly. Also, I suggest joining their email list because they are sending out emails periodically with different specials and extra sales from time to time. Their customer service is excellent, and I highly recommend their company. You can see a playlist that I have sharing these Bead Box Bargains finds going back about 4 years, I believe, and they always do a fantastic job with these orders. Don't forget you can use the coupon code OPAL15, OPAL15, to save 15% off your purchase, and you don't have to be a subscriber to their subscription in order to shop on their online store, and I can't recommend them enough. So that's all I have for now. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you picked up at Bead Box Bargains recently. Maybe we got some overlapping items, or let me know what your favorite item is here today, or anything else you'd like to say. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a big thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe while you're here because I'd love to have you back, and you can share the video wherever you like. Until next time, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. I will see you all again real soon. And as always, happy beading.